We're on the north side of the government center, and just over here on my side you can see a crowd of a couple dozen people starting to gather. A lot of people today talking about what they saw inside the courtroom, especially witness Don Williams staring down Derek Chauvin. On Tower Terrace Road in Marion, this commercial corridor grows by the day. The city wants to eliminate hours of operation guidelines, so a business could open 24/7 if it chooses. Some residents aren't thrilled, but the city tells me this shouldn't be a problem for any surrounding neighborhood. There is already so much pain throughout our community here in the early days of 2021. Police say there is no reason to suggest any of these incidents are connected. The Gregory levee that I'm walking on right now is only a 50-year levee. The difference is it would need another 3 feet and some freeboard in order to reach that status. It's not an option. So landowners say, just let the water in. This is the police department's 2020 annual report. These 11 pages show two things: how the program works and how it's reduced speeding and crashes. Nothing on the money stream. But in the March 2021 report, I found that fines from traffic camera tickets brought in more than $6 million since last July. Workers are invited to tour the facility today to get a first-hand look at the new safety precautions in place here at the plant. If you actually take a look behind me right now, you can see the on-site clinic for employees off in the distance. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think I have the best assignment of the day, honestly. We're on the top of the fourth if you take a look behind me right now, and Prairie High is up 9-1 over Iowa City West. And as you can see, the guests here, the fans, are all socially distancing. Bus drivers tell me they live and die by the use of their mirrors. Each driver has to check every mirror on the bus as part of a 76-point examination, a test they have to complete before leaving the lot. If you've ever wondered what it looks like when a structure is hit head-on by an EF3 tornado, again, like you said, 160-mile-an-hour winds. Right behind me is a business that got smashed last night. Her husband, as we mentioned, gunned down in their Hiawatha neighborhood just last Memorial Day weekend. New court documents obtained thanks to the family's FOIA requests now show crimes the family says have gone ignored.
Sarah Lathrop stands beside her daughter with friends and family outside the Linn County Courthouse Tuesday, a peaceful protest to get answers.
We just want to feel safe. We want to be safe in our homes and our communities. We've lived in a community the last year that no one feels safe in.
Briley, her daughter, once her dad remembered as a good man. Now she uses the lessons he taught her to make him proud.
Do what you can for your family, protect your family, stand up for your family.
Joshua Lathrop was gunned down at Sunset Village Mobile Home Park after an argument with at least 3 men on May 30th, 2020. At this time, no one has been arrested for his murder.
Oh, God.
This is new body cam video from the night of the shooting.
Josh Lathrop.
In the original report, Linn County Attorney Jerry Vander Sanden says without question Lathrop was the catalyst of this encounter. These new documents obtained by the family have them questioning Vander Sanden's investigation.
There's evidence in those documents that many crimes were committed that night, and Jerry did not charge a single crime.
One example the family cites is this search warrant for a suspect's car. According to police records, law enforcement found marijuana, a scale, baggies, and other drug paraphernalia. No charges followed.
My guys at the scene said that they could see some weed through the car.
There is also an audio file and Facebook messages connecting several people of interest with the murder. The family says that evidence was not taken into consideration.
There was drug dealing happening, terrorism, coming armed with intent, murder. There's all of these things, and not a single charge has been filed.
In an email response to the family, Vander Sanden says he considers this case closed. Lathrop says answers will not bring her husband back from the dead, but says her work might save families from her constant pain.
And possibly save someone else's life in the process. We let these people go free, they're going to do it again.
The remnants of catastrophe. Rick Thompson slices up a fallen tree with as much precision as the severe weather that brought the tree crashing down into his yard.
It's painful. Here I am day one, and it's already painful.
He says the devastation of Monday's straight-line winds is brutal.
We have no electricity, no ability to charge the phone.
But he says his fear is if power isn't off for days, but weeks or longer.
So today the plan is just clean all this crap up here, all the tree lines, and relax a bit, wait for the power to come back, but really, essentially, what can we do?
I don't think anybody should have an expectation that power is going to come on anytime soon.
In a press conference Tuesday, Governor Kim Reynolds says the state works to bring electrical workers from across the country to get the lights turned back on in Iowa. At peak, more than 500,000 people were without power.
Lynn, Marshall, and Scott counties especially was hard hit in terms of impact to its electrical grid.
Here we are in Lynn County, and here's just one of so many utility poles splintered because of the storm, thousands across the state. This one here was atop of this until it fell into the crop. The issue that crews face right now is not just distribution to individual homes, it's that main feed of power into the region.
Utility crews are working 24/7. At this time, there is no exact identified time for restoration of service.
Cell service will come back, power will come back, trees and debris will get cleaned up. You can hear some of that in the background. Those will start coming about, but back to normal is not going to be, literally could be not for months.
Go out here and help the neighbors. Got some garages, got some old structure here. It's just not safe. So if they need help, we'll tear them down day by day, man, until I go back to work.
In Lynn County, David Amelotti, Iowa's News Now.
I'm actually live right now at Custom Fitness, and if you take a look behind me, you can see that the parking lot is pretty full. Members inside getting their workout in. Gym owner Jason Bailey says he isn't working up a sweat over complaints his business is back open.
Is there a risk? Yeah, there's a risk for everything you do, everywhere you go. So when are we, if you're going to take that stance, when does anything open?
Custom Fitness owner Jason Bailey says his decision to stay open is about dollars and cents and standing up for his rights.
What good is it to tell me you can keep your property, you can have it in your name, you can pay the property tax, you just can't use it? That's effective seizure.
But business owners like Curtis Myers say the behavior is disrespectful to community businesses and threatens others' health.
This is a pandemic. This is serious matters. To not follow state guidelines, this is serious stuff. There should be consequences to that.
I'll say this. I hope so many people come in here to work out that becomes an issue.
Just minutes after that comment, Bailey got his wish.
Oh, we got officers here.
2 Cedar Rapids police officers arrive at the gym.
Well, I started off asking them if there's only supposed to be one person in here. Why is there 2 officers that came in? I said, what's the other one doing here? He didn't seem to like that comment.
Cedar Rapids Police Department say the initial complaint was filed last Friday, and Bailey was warned. Additional complaints were made over the weekend. That required CRPD to visit Tuesday to issue a citation for a simple misdemeanor.
Well, how does this influence your stress level right now? Like, are you still the
Zero.
same?
I deal with this stuff all the time.
Bailey says any fine he has to pay in the future will cost him less than keeping his business closed.
You end up with a scenario of a lot of bad options. And in looking at that, I look at, okay, I'm going to upset maybe the officers, I might upset the governor, or I can upset my 2,000 plus members. I chose what I believe to be the lesser of 2 evils. So I guess that's it.
Connecting you. This is Iowa's News Now at noon.
Our top story right now, COVID-19 vaccinations are on hold at the Fort Madison prison after several inmates were overdosed. The Iowa Department of Corrections says 2 medical staff members administered 77 inmates with the wrong dose of the Pfizer vaccine on Tuesday. Now, the department says it immediately contacted the CDC and Pfizer for guidance when this error was found. The affected inmates have been notified they are under close monitoring by medical staff. At this time, the only side effects experienced by these inmates are those commonly associated with the Pfizer vaccine. The department has temporarily halted giving the vaccine at the prison while an investigation is completed. The 2 nursing staff members that administered the vaccine have been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation. It's shocking just how much progress the Iowa Crime Lab has made in the last year. Nearly 1,000 cases sitting idle, now cut down to about 100. Each case means there's a victim or victims and families still waiting on answers. But how did it get so bad? And then how did Iowa become an example of how to do the job right? I traveled to Ankeny to get those answers. In case you missed it, Iowa election officials are now doubling down on the razor-thin results, complicating the state's 2nd congressional district race. Meanwhile, a new poll shows most Iowans surveyed support the job President Biden has done in his first 54 days in office. Iowa's News Now is working to get answers for older Iowans who say they were left on the line when trying to schedule a vaccination. Iowa's News Now reporter Shannon Mowdy brought you this story last week, and she's back in studio now with what we're learning about this issue with 211. Shannon, the pandemic changed many events and local staples this past year. One, the very popular Iowa City Farmers Market, and now they need new vendors when it returns this spring. Iowa's News Now reporter Tian Broxton joins us live in Iowa City. I really appreciated his optimism during the first couple of days, Tuesday and Wednesday, but glad to see that you followed through with some sunshine.
Hey, you know, I'm doing what I can, right?
Hey, doing what he can. That's going to do it for Iowa's News Now. We'll continue things over on CBS 2 in just a couple minutes. We'll see you there. New tonight, an exclusive story about a major project in Marion mapping out big success. We're talking about updating the zoning map for the entire city. Marion's rezoning effort started back in 2015, and the map update got into gear in 2019 but was slowed down by the pandemic. There are 3 wards that remain to receive this treatment. Principal planner Dave Hockett says that this is a completely staff-driven project. Now tonight on Iowa's News Now 5 and 6, I investigate why the zoning update is happening now and how taxpayers aren't paying an extra penny for this work. Let's take a live look now as we turn our attention to Minneapolis for the funeral of Dante Wright. The Reverend Al Sharpton, the civil rights leader, will deliver a eulogy today. Yesterday, hundreds of people turned out for the public viewing of the 20-year-old. Wright was shot and killed by Minnesota police officer Kim Potter. It happened during a traffic stop in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. She says she thought she pulled her taser. Potter has since resigned from the department and has been charged with manslaughter. She faces a maximum of 10 years in prison if convicted. The pandemic makes it tough for nursing homes across Iowa, and with staff shortages, that challenge is a lot harder. What's now being asked of state lawmakers to fix this problem? That's next on Iowa's News Now at noon.